Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, and today we're going to go over the 2019 Mallard M26. This is a common floor plan. You get the big super slide over here, giving you a lot of space in the main living area. Plus you have the double bunks in the back, making this a perfect family camper. Let's start off right over here on the kitchen. This is something that Mallard does very well. You get a lot of countertop space here thanks to the fact they give you the sink top covers as well as the cooktop cover here. You'll also notice the high-rise faucet, very modern and sleek. Plus, it is a pull-out faucet, so it does make it easier to do dishes. Or myself, I like to have my Keurig like sitting right over here. Rather than having to take the water basin out to fill it up, you just take this guy, put it right in there, fill it up, you're good to go. Also, you'll see that you have, as I mentioned, the sink top covers. These are cutting board quality, so you can take them out, cut on them. I do recommend using the bottoms, though, so you're not getting knife marks all over the tops. But then right there, you will see the double bowl sink. Over here to the side is your 3-burner cooktop. As I mentioned, you have the cover there. This does fold up and back, so it doubles as a backsplash, which is nice. Also, it does have the lights on here, so those light up, which look really great. And underneath you have the oven in case you want to do some baking. Over to the side underneath the sink, you have enough room for a trash can there. I like that they did that rather than putting a shelf in. And then you have 2 large drawers right around the front, so you have enough space for your flatware as well as an additional one for any larger things, like if you want to put your serving spoons, knives, things like that in there. Couple controls right up front. You will see your awning control as well as your super slide control right there. Storage right here too. I'd probably personally use this to store some shoes, but again, you can put whatever you want in there. Take a look up top. You have a couple storage compartments there, which are pretty common to have in your kitchen space. Microwave right here, your hood underneath with a light and fan. Dometic fridge freezer combo, plenty of space in there. This one does run off both propane and electric and also has automatic switchover. Before we move over, I do want you to take a quick look at the ceiling here, folks. One of the great things about the Mallard is it does have that arced or barreled ceiling, so it gives you a little more headroom in here. You have a row of LED lights, and then on this side, you'll see you have 2 rows. You have dual ducted AC system, which does a great job of helping the AC to be a little more efficient, as well as cool things down a lot quicker, and keep it cool throughout the camper. You don't get those hot spots, which is nice. Right over here to this side, this is a versatile storage area. These are removable shelves, so you can take these out. You have the hanging rack across the top if you want to hang clothes. Otherwise, you can use this as pantry, linen closet, just shelves for the kids' folded clothes, whatever may suit you. Right underneath that, central vac. That's something that Mallard has done for a while now, and I love it. You simply slide this over. There's a hose kit you hook up right here. You can vacuum everything up, keep your camper nice and clean. You don't have to bring a big vacuum with you. Then directly underneath that are your fuses as well as your breaker panel. They also have a propane leak detector down there too. Right over here to the side, underneath you get some extra storage. In my opinion, it's a great spot to throw some of the kids' dirty clothes, have a duffel bag or something under there. And then 300-pound weight capacity on this bottom bunk. It is a teddy bear bunk series. It is 74 inches long, so 6 foot 2 inches, so even adults can sleep here, which is fantastic. Same thing with the top one. This one doesn't have quite as much weight capacity. This one's 200 pounds. So, you might have to be a little bit leery of that. But again, it is perfect if you have kiddos, especially teenagers. It gives them a lot of space. Or if you have smaller kids, you want to put 2 kids per bunk, you can do that too. You'll see the privacy curtain here. You can close that off at night. You have the AC vents up there, so who's ever up there isn't sweating to death on those hot nights. Window top and bottom, as well as LED lights. If you make our way into the bathroom, before we do, you can see the design on the door. It's kind of nice, something Mallard does. It might be a little bit hard to pick up because of the color, but I like the fact they do that rather than just having a plain door. It just adds a little bit, to the aesthetic piece. But when we do make our way into the bathroom, you'll see right over here, mirrored medicine cabinet, a little bit of storage there. Tank monitoring panel is right there as well, light switch. You have your electrical outlet, decent sized countertop right here. A little bit of a smaller bowl, but it still gets the job done. And then right here is your foot flush lever toilet. You can see there that I have plenty of leg room here, plenty of shoulder space as well. And then you have the tub shower. I like having the tub. One, it helps keep the curtain in, as you're showering, less chance to go all over and put water all over your floor. But 2, if you have smaller kids, you want to give them a bath, you're still able to do that. Shelves along the corner, hand wand here as well. I'll step in here to give you an idea of height. I'm about 6 foot. As you can see, you know, I kind of have to use the skylight a little bit, but it is a pretty big skylight, spans almost the entire length of the shower here. And I have probably an extra, you know, 1.5 inches or so above me. So, you know, if you're under 6'2", probably won't be too bad. If you're taller than that, you'll probably have to bend down a little bit. So we make our way back out. We'll take a look right at across the way at our super slide. So large dinette here, which is fantastic. You know, great spot to be able to sit and have a meal together. Plus, this does drop down into a bed. You'll see you have the foldable legs right here. The thing I like about the Mallard in this system, you know, when you look at this, it in all honesty looks kind of cheaper than having the 2 tubular style legs. But folks, look at this. This table doesn't move. When you have the tables, the legs that go into the flanges, it tends to be a little bit wobblier. This doesn't do that at all. So even though it doesn't look quite as nice in my opinion, I think it is a much better system. In order to turn this into a bed, you'll see it's actually kind of attached to the wall right there. You just pop those out. Then the legs will fold up, drop the table right along these rails, take the back cushions, throw them on top, and that will create your sleeping space. As far as size here, we'll take our tape measure to it real quick just to give you a quick idea here. So, you know, it'll go back a little bit in there, but you're right about 6 foot, maybe 1 inch or 2 short of that. So, you know, decent sized sleeping space. You might be able to sleep an adult there as well. Huge window right there too. Rather than having storage go across, they gave you a bigger window letting in more natural light. Newer and updated light fixture as well for the fall 2019 changes. I think that looks really nice, kind of following that residential trend, you know, a little bit fixer-upper. If you've seen Chip and Joanna Gaines, it kind of has that style and feeling to it. You'll also see right underneath the dinette here, there's great storage on either side, and it is a little bit easier to access thanks to the swing open doors. If you want to sit at the dinette and plug anything in, there is an electrical outlet right over to this side there too, makes it a little bit easier. Right over here is the sofa. This is a tri-fold sofa. I can show you how that works real quick. It's very comfortable, by the way. You can see kind of the cushion you have here, so as you're sitting here, you know, it's a great seat to be able to just kind of sit back and relax. But to turn that into a bed, you'll take those cushions off. What you do is you grab kind of right up front right here. I always recommend putting my leg up against the bottom, so that way you don't move the sofa with you. You'll fold this out. You have 2 extendable legs. You'll drop those guys down just like that. Take this back cushion, put it down, and there you go. That's all it takes to make up the bed. You know, you can throw a sheet on there, some blankets, and guests will have a comfortable place to sleep. Definitely great for 1 adult. You know, if you have 2 adults, if they're okay snuggling, it's probably not an issue either, but it, again, is a fairly comfortable bed as far as RV beds go. It will be more comfortable than your traditional pullout. Right up top, they changed the glass up a little bit too, kind of a cool designer glass on there. They did still go with the struts on there, which I like, so that way it's one hand easy operation. You don't have to hold it up. And again, LED lights there to help brighten things up. Now when you're sitting on the sofa or in the dinette, you want to watch TV, you'll see you have a huge opening here for a TV, which I like. A lot of times it's, you know, much smaller. It'll be like this, and you can fit like a 19-inch TV in there. Obviously, it'll give you a little more space in this one. Attached to that is your multimedia center. This is a radio, CD, and DVD player. Controls the speakers in here as well as outside and is Bluetooth capable. But again, you can pop a movie in there. I know this still uses RCAs. I know everyone, you know, they should be using HDMI. I agree. But this is what they have for now, and most TVs, to my knowledge, still do have RCA inputs. So you know, you may not be getting the highest end quality there, but you can still watch a movie, keep the kids happy. Right up top, additional storage up there, a little bit right down below. You'll see it's not too terribly deep, but again, you know, it's any storage is better than no storage at all. Now this does spin around, it swivels around, so if you are in the bedroom and you want to watch TV, what you'll do is you'll simply close your slider doors right here, and then you can spin that right around. So you can watch TV in the bedroom, kind of gives you a multi-purpose. You'll see the queen bed right here in the center, which is fantastic. It has storage underneath as well. So if you need to you know, store some bigger items down there, you can do that. You'll see the vacuum hose is right down there too. And then on either side, you have storage. You have the nightstands on both sides, the cubby hole underneath, as well as an electrical outlet to charge anything at night. Right up top, you have big mirrored wardrobe space, as well as some additional storage going across the top here. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a look at some of the outside features on the Mallard M26. Right up front here are your 2 20-pound propane tanks with the cover. Directly behind that, you will see rails for your battery. Notice there is enough space if you want 2 batteries there. You have the room to do it. Also, taking a look right over here, you can see this one does have solar prep. So if you want solar, simply buy the portable panels, plug it in right there, and it will trickle charge your battery. You'll also notice this, you can see it a little bit kind of underneath here. This one does have a fully enclosed, insulated, and heated underbelly to help you camp in some of the colder seasons. Coming up the front here is the diamond plating to help protect the front end from rocks and debris that get thrown up by your tow vehicle. Above that is your front cap, gorgeous cap on here. You have LED lights inlaid in the side. You'll see that it does roll over the side like a true cap, so that way you have less chance of any kind of water intrusion getting into those seams right there. It's obviously harder to make its way back underneath this lip. And again, it also helps give you a little bit of extra insulation values. It creates a little more air right there in the front. You'll see that this one also has a covered hinge on the pass-through, so you don't have a bunch of rust coming down your door. It's a slam latch, so it shuts nice and easily, and it's magnetic. The reason I love this, folks, is if the kids come out, you know, they forget about it. If you have a little plastic clip on here and they try to shove it down, sometimes it'll break that plastic clip. I've actually seen it rip out of the sidewall before. With the magnet, no problem, they shut it. Just like that, it slams down just like it should. You're all set. If you take a look inside there, you'll see how big and open this door is. The other side is a little bit smaller, but folks, this is a huge opening here. It lets you put in some of those bigger items like that executive chair, the grills, you know, whatever other larger items you may have. You have an LED light in here and your power stabilizer jacks. One control will control the front two, the other one will control the rear two. So that makes it pretty simple when you're hooking up. You know, rather than having to get down there and crank them, you just push a button, does it itself. Bear in mind, you do want to make sure the coach is level. They're not leveling jacks, they're just to stabilize it so the coach isn't rocking. You'll see the power awning on here. Touch a button to have that roll out. Same thing to go right back in, and there's an LED light strip on there as well, so you have light at night. 3 foldable steps to get into the camper with your grab handle right here. The cool thing about this, folks, not only do you have that enclosed underbelly, this one also has 2-inch thick laminated walls. A lot of manufacturers in the ultralight division are going to 1.5 inches to try to save that weight. You lose some insulation value. Not the case here. You get that full 2-inch thick wall. You'll also see you have an electrical outlet outside in case you need to plug anything in. Freshwater inlet there to fill your fresh water tanks. If you take a look at the wheels, you'll see gorgeous aluminum alloy wheels. Great thing about aluminum, of course, is it doesn't rust. They will continue to stay beautiful. And you also have the wide track suspension, which is a wide axle system. So essentially what that means is because you have a wider wheelbase, you have less sway while going down the road, giving you some added, better towability. Right here in the back is your outside kitchen. Again, slam latch and magnetic. When we put that up top, you'll see that you have TV connections in here if you want a TV outside. LED lights, of course, so you can see at night. Sink right over here. Pull out 2-burner cooktop. Lift that up for you. There you are, so you can see that. You know, stainless, so a little bit nicer there too. I like that. You'll see the fridge, you know, it's perfect for your condiments, beverages, everything else you want to store out here. And then right underneath is your propane quick connect. Now bear in mind, the main purpose for that is your 2-burner cooktop, but if you have a grill or something you want to hook up, by all means you can do that as well. Right here in the back, square tubular bumper with the end caps. Pop that end cap off, can store your sewer hose in there. Attached to that is your spare bumper, or your spare tire. Not spare bumper, but that's probably one of the easiest spots to reach your spare tire is right back here on the bumper. Outside shower with hot and cold water access there. And then up top is your backup camera prep. It's a decent sized travel trailer, folks. If you want backup camera, having the prep makes it a lot easier to be installed. Coming around to the off-door side, right here behind our slide, you'll see your city water inlet. Right here is your cable inlet. Black tank flush to wash out anything that gets left behind in your black tank. That's a great feature to have. 30 amp detachable power cord will plug in right there. And lastly, if we drop down, you will see your termination with both your black and gray tank valves. All right, folks, that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2019 Mallard 26. If you're interested in this travel trailer and you'd like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.